Hi, in this video I will talk about the cave surah and the similarities between the story of Moses' friend, the famous story, and the Zulkarnain story. And I will talk about the thematical analysis method to connect these two stories. So here you know the famous story between Moses and a knowledgeable person, and he is doing some things that are bad, but actually leading to something good. So he's explaining here, and he can know things better than Prophet Musa. So, and then if you can watch my previous videos to know more about the story. So at the end, we see the explanation of it. As for the wall, it belonged to the two orphan boys in the city. Under it there was a treasure that belonged to them. Because their father was a righteous man, your Lord wanted them to grow up and attain full strength and then extract their treasure. Such is mercy from your Lord. I did none of them that of my own volition. This is the explanation of the things you couldn't stand. So these are the orphan boys, and their dad will die, and God wants their children to have a good life. It shows how God is merciful, how God actually thinks the detail, and just to bring this person here to do this weird thing and unusual thing, and explain so that they rarely analyze this verse like this. And also the thing is, such is mercy from your Lord, and he didn't do it like for pleasure, he didn't do it like for fun, and it's a God's inspiration. So anyway, this is not our topic. So keep this sentence in your mind, such is the mercy from your Lord. And let's read this next story. They ask you about Zulkarnain. Say, I will narrate to you some of his story. We granted him authority on earth and provided him with all kinds of means. Then he pursued one way. When he reached the far west, he found the sun setting in a vast ocean and found people there. We said, O Zulkarnain, you can rule as you wish, either punish or be kind to them. He said, as for those who transgress, we will punish them. Then, when they return to their Lord, he will commit them more retribution. As for those who believe and let the righteous life, they receive a good reward. We will treat them kindly. Then he pursued another way. When he reached the far east, he found the sun rising on people who had nothing to shelter them from it. Naturally, we were fully aware of everything he found out. He then pursued another way. When he reached the valley between two palisades, he found people whose language was barely understandable, so they cannot understand. They said, O Zulkarnain, Gog and Magog are the corruptors of the earth. Can we pay you to create a barrier between us and them? He said, My Lord has given me great bounties. If you cooperate with me, I will build a dam between you and them. Bring to me masses of iron. Once he filled the gap between the two palisades. He said, Blow. Once it was red hot. He said, Help me pour tar on top of it. Thus they couldn't climb it, nor they bore holes in it. He said, so here we see that the knowledge is different. They have more intellectual knowledge, and they're describing it. You see, this is the difference. In the Moses and the person's story, there is no such scientific fact. But here it differs. And the most important part is, for me, it somehow connects the stories. He said, This is mercy from my Lord. When the prophecy of my Lord comes to pass, he will cause the dam to crumble. The prophecy of my Lord is the truth. So this is the sentence. This is mercy from my Lord, such is mercy from my Lord, from your Lord. And he knows what will happen in the future. But at that time we will let them invade with one another, then the horn will blow, and we will summon them all together. We will present hell on that day to the disbelievers. They are the ones whose eyes were too veiled to see my message, nor could they hear. Do those who will disbelieve think that they can get away with setting up my servants? And it is another thing. So they make nationalism as their gods here. This is the example. He is a leader and he is a person, so they make him their god too. So if you search Google, a lot of people see this person, Moses' friend, they pray for him. They say that, please help me, but you should ask help from God. And this is funny that God knows it. In the verse 102, do those disbelieve think that they can get away with setting up my servants as God beside me? We have prepared for the disbelievers hell as an eternal abode. So God knows the future. And God knows that this person has more knowledge than the Moses friend. Maybe this is the future. In the future, people have this is the previous story, and later, and people will have more knowledge and intellectual knowledge, and then, but still the inspiration comes, and God gives a different type of inspiration here. The inspiration slightly changes. So this is my interpretation of the Cave Surah, and thanks for watching this video, and hope to see you in the next video.